Okay, so what I want to talk to you about over the next 30 minutes is really what disruptive technology means to us. And it's an interesting one, right? Because there's obviously a lot of change in technology, and we've heard a few minutes ago from Ian about how really the drivers should be looking at how we support and enable businesses with use of technology. It shouldn't be about technology decisions and sort of rip and replace. It should be about how we use it in the way in which we communicate, we connect, we compete, and we collaborate within our organizations, with our peers, with our colleagues, and of course with our customers. There's some new terms that have really emerged over the last period from a business perspective. You know, customer experience has been one. You know, it's an element that we're all looking at how we interact with customers, how we serve. It's very interesting for me because a lot of these things aren't new. You know, we as a business were providing CRM applications and you know, talking through these principles probably 15 years ago. So when we go and hear about, you know, it's all about empowering the customer and delivering a personalized service and you know, creating a profitable, efficient, productive organization. You know, this is what we've been doing as an organization for some time. And I think that's the challenge, right? Is when you're looking at innovation, you're looking at how you bring technology to the fore, you're looking at how you support customers on their challenges in their business journey. There's a number of things that actually need to slot into place around that. You know, the technology has to be available, it has to be affordable. You need to be able to bring different vendor solutions together. You know, the idea of the walled garden technology suite and not being able to move between applications and systems is a troublesome one. To be able to really deliver business value, it's about being able to move and transition, as we know, through different devices and different applications. Integration for that is absolutely key. So, a few elements I'm going to look through quickly is what's changed in the market, what was our vision over the last few years, the growth of these new utility models that we've talked about, so the software as a service, infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, all the other things as a service that we hear about, Britannic's approach to cloud, and then a range of innovative technologies that we've developed. And then following on from that, it's looking at how we work with and engage with customers. You know, the concept of a digital DNA, how we understand what makes up the mechanics and the operation of a business, how they operate, how they compete, the markets they're in, the drivers, the vision, the strategy, and how we actually apply technology to support customers on the journey that they're in. How we manage change. Change is not an easy thing to go and do. You know, I'll share with you what we've done in our business, but also working with customers, how we support this transition and this change and migration process that we go through. As a business, we've had to invest heavily in the tools, in the people, in the operations of the organization to deliver what we saw as the next phase of support and communication and ultimately intelligent, collaborative partnerships. I'll share with you some examples throughout the presentation, and we'll look at a specific customer business case and the return on investment. And I'll give you a little, little view into the future. So I talk about the perfect storm, you know, the market realities. Well, if we're looking at what we want to deliver from a business perspective, you know, we're being driven to improve the operations of the business. We're being driven to improve the efficiency, the productivity, the customer service that we're delivering. Is that new? You know, I'd question it's not. You know, businesses have been operating with customers and staff for many, many years. I think the challenge came from the complexity of the technology and the need for the IT resource and teams to actually go and support that infrastructure. Yeah, you know, focusing on the complexities of managing it. We've heard today around some of the management tools and cloud interfaces that just makes this a lot easier. You know, starting to move away from the challenge of focusing on overall managing infrastructure and applications to looking at how we drive business improvement, enablement, and value. And there's been a number of changes in the industry that have helped to fuel that. and the telephony world, moving from digital to IP, and importantly, extracting the telecoms applications as a service, as a software application, so moving more into the IT side. A big change in networking infrastructure, which I talked about at the start of the day. And the virtualization of IT applications and infrastructure really starting to pave the way. The technology was changing. 2008, we saw big financial pressures following the global financial meltdown. And at that point, I think we were starting to see, the FDs across organizations wanted to have a view across what was being signed off, what the expenditure was, how can we control, reduce and manage what our liability and costs are, but also when we're investing in technology moving forward, what sort of return can we expect to get out of it? Why should we prioritize this investment over something else that we need to do as a business? So there's definitely much greater call for the IT teams to deliver return on investment, to enable the business. You go and pick up a copy of Computer Weekly and it comes through loud and clear. But I really do feel that the technology that underlined had changed and made this process a lot easier, and we'll talk through that shortly. Definitely the cost cutting, being in a position to try and reduce overheads and costs and reshape the business that people had to go through. That call for more for less and the predictable pricing models. This is where the software as a service model started to come to the fore, the move from capital expenditure to OPEX models, and being in a position where you could dynamically change and select what you wanted to use and how you were going to go and fund it. And for me, all of that was happening, and that created the perfect storm for the cloud. The cloud was now born and had become a mainstream technology delivery mechanism. So we looked at it, and there's a lot of change, a lot of competition in our marketplace. There's, from a telecoms perspective, there's 1,020 telecoms companies out there in the market, in the UK alone. So that's very competitive. And we could see all the requirements and changes and drivers that customers had. And, at the same time, competitors were trying to diversify, extend the portfolio, try and be more and be everything to everyone. And for us, it wasn't about just extending the portfolio and selling lots of stuff, right? It was about working with customers to understand where they were at, how to intelligently apply technology, and importantly, how to integrate it together and deliver it as a managed, cohesive solution to market. So we saw a great opportunity. We wanted to take advantage of these technology changes that were happening. We wanted to leverage our innovation. We've got a lot of great technologies we've delivered and developed over many years, a lot of great technical people within the business. And we saw the opportunity of the cloud to start to change the way in which technology in our industry was being delivered. Coming from a telecoms perspective, how do we deliver best-of-breed technologies? How do we integrate stuff together without having to push people down a particular route of the rip and replace idea? So we wanted to be the first choice managed service provider in the mid-market and beyond. We recognized as a business we were going to have to change. There was a lot of investment we had to make, a lot of soul searching around how we were going to drive forward and absolutely change the business for the better to support customers in what was going to be a new way of consuming technology. We met a lot of clients. I remember going around and asking people what they were after and hearing about, we want to know, we want to work with a partner, we want to understand what you guys understand when you see it. We want to have visibility, we want control. We don't want to be contacting a company that doesn't know what's happening. We want proactive, intelligent management. So we decided we're going to go and build a cloud environment, right? So that's it. We've been providing systems on-premise for some time, but this is the future. We want to deliver applications and services from the cloud, but also importantly, we want to augment existing environments with some great technology to enable individual business requirement strategy and development. So we built an environment, we knew we had to cloud enable the technology from our partners, and we also had to do it with our own stuff as well. It wasn't easy, it took a lot of work, but we did it. And we built these platforms that we could deliver applications, telephony, software, and management as a service for our customers. And part of this will be covered in more detail upstairs in the breakout sessions later by Tim, and also in the CC Apps presentation. Bernard, our operations manager, will be working with Daniel from CC Apps to talk about the changing contracts, delivery services, SLAs that we had to put in place. So we built the technical skills. We really reinforced this. We could see that customers were looking at how they embraced cloud, how they looked at virtualization technologies, but it wasn't simple. It was going to require a pretty big investment from people to go and build that capability in-house, to go out and find and recruit and bring through the right people, and then retain and get the most out of them. So we saw an opportunity through partnership to work with customers to provide that service. We knew the importance of program management and managed services. As I said, we saw we had to rework the contracts and the way in which we're working with customers. The requirement around 5 nines reliability and uptime guarantees, the need for end-to-end management. We had to be in a position where customers could see what was going on and we could see what was going on throughout the different steps. And most definitely, some of the challenges around delivering new technology in this environment is converting traditional CapEx environments and models and actually providing clarity around billing. So moving to simplified billing, providing terminology that actually means something to customers, cost center coding so they can feed it back into their own operations and reviews. Our industry had become very complex. Lots of different service providers, lots of different technology, lots of complex bills. And for customers, they wanted visibility and clarity. So we built out next generation utilities, right? So telecoms has long been a utility in the consumer marketplace. But with the advent of virtualization and applications moving into data center environments, and the nature of telecoms industry with UC applications and contact center applications, we were able to move those applications and investments into the data environments, into the data centers, into the software world, and thereby converting it into a new business class utility. And that only became possible as the software was extracted from the hardware and virtualization technologies came to the fore, and manufacturers were in a position to start to support and deliver in this new way. So with these new utilities, we needed some pretty big and powerful power stations to go and run it all, right? So we built out our own cloud infrastructure, data center infrastructure that spans currently 3 data centers. We did this for resilience and also for scale as well. So we focused on using best-of-breed technologies to design and deliver what we needed to be able to run a highly available, resilient and scalable cloud core. And then we worked with customers to cloud enable, to test, and also importantly to understand the applications that we were delivering. We wrote some APIs and plugins into some great reporting technology that we brought into the business to enable us to provide more intelligent, proactive reporting and management for our customers, supporting our 24/7 NOC and our ability to underwrite these 5 nines uptime guarantees for customers. And importantly, this has all been built to support and deliver real-time applications. Absolutely critical. Software, the telephony world in which we come from, the need for video in real time, tolerance is not going to be there if performance issue, if there's problems with performance issues. So we built all of this from the ground up. We used what was approaching 30 years worth of experience to go and design and build these technologies to support real-time applications, all designed, built, developed by our team in Guildford. And then what we've put together over what is a long period of time in our operation is a really comprehensive portfolio of partners that span global solutions, deliver what is options for end-to-end technology and solutions for customers. We work very closely with our partners, so invariably we're going in joint meetings, reviewing the technology, understanding what the future looks like, and beyond that also looking at the integration opportunities. How do we blend and bring these different technologies together? You know, one of the messages that we've heard today is there's no one size fits all. You know, I don't think a vendor in today's world will have the view that they can enforce the technology that customers can go and use. We need to be open, we need to be flexible, we need to embrace the different offerings out there and actually create what is a flexible and adaptive infrastructure and architecture to be able to bring in the different technologies to support different users, different business requirements, to create what is right for us. So what we've built out is not only taking our partners' technology and supporting it, yes, still on-premise or within the cloud, within private cloud environments, but also the ability to blend these different environments. So augment existing environments with new cloud applications and technology, or take existing investments and move that into the cloud. We've developed a range of different technologies ourselves that we deliver as cloud applications. So SIP trunking offering, which we released to market in 2004, so at the time of our first Convergence Summit. And again, really reinforcing our innovative approach within this marketplace. This is stuff that we're hearing about today. Over the last few years, there's been a change, embracing and an adoption of SIP trunking technology, but for us, we've got a decade of experience. And what we've been doing is overlaying applications into that environment. So whether it be technology from ourselves or technology from partners. So whether it's Mitel, Avaya, Cisco, Microsoft Link, or our own technology to deliver reporting, IVR, integration, middleware technologies, to deliver that glue between the telephony world and the software world, to actually understand and recognize customers when they call in and consider the experience and how we present data and information to people who are engaging with our customers. Again, this isn't new. But what we had was the opportunity to take what was some great skills and capability, and prior to moving into the cloud environments, each and every time it was a bespoke development, it was a bespoke integration. What we wanted was an environment where we could very easily and readily provide the components, the middleware, the plugins, the technology that customers could in essence, cool down and use. We also saw the importance of actually providing an integration layer that spanned a wide section of the market. You know, yes, we've got some great partnerships, but actually if we're in an environment where customers want to change and evolve how they're working, should they be forced to have to change the underlying infrastructure and technology? So our middleware technology spans, as an example, 63 different telephone system types out there in the marketplace. Currently, 60 different software types. And again, you know, if you're starting to look at aspects such as UC on the desktop and Microsoft Link, and how do you bring that in? How do you integrate it within existing PBX infrastructure and environments? We've got the technology, we've got the middleware to be able to blend these technologies and deliver them to you in an easy to use and easy to consume way, so that you can provide ultimately what is a bridge and an easy to use common interface at the desktop, and actually all the infrastructure below, you don't have to go through the process of changing out. I've put there's a comment up there I'll come back onto, which is sets the benchmark for the industry, right? That's a pretty bold statement, and it's not one that I'm making. But what we have done over the last few years is work very closely with customers to support and evolve their strategies and use of technology, and I'll come on to that with some examples shortly. As a result of delivering great solutions for customers and helping to support their change and business enablement, we've been recognised through many awards programs. One of the recent ones that we've been shortlisted as finalists for is the British Computing Society, which is the Chartered Institute of IT. There's 70,000 members worldwide. They accredit 1,000 university courses. And we'd made the finalist list. We were asked to go and present to the judging panel. And we just talked through the journey that we'd gone through. We talked through the value that we wanted to deliver to customers, the approach, and what we'd built out to be able to deliver. And the feedback was fantastic. That's just one of the comments that came back from the judging panel was, you guys have absolutely got this right. Generally, cloud tries to be everything to everyone. And, the importance of actually blending technology together and being flexible, adaptive, and picking your market and going for it is really strong. And, the comment back, it sets the benchmark for the industry. So it made us feel really good about this journey that we've gone through, the vision that we had, and the investment that we'd made, a number of years ago now. Digital DNA. So, this is really the concept of, we've seen the slide before, no one size fits all. And every single customer is different. This isn't Blockbusters. It was the idea behind having different building blocks and strands. But I'll have a sip, please, Bob. So there's no one size fits all. There's unique solutions, different people, different process, different technology, different markets that they operate in. Different demands upon them, but there is commonality that exists. There's common technology that we can use that become the building blocks to enable individual businesses to drive forward, to support their requirements, strategy, vision, developments, and ultimately profitable existence. It's important to follow best practice. We've got 30 years of experience, worked across lots and lots of different industries over that time. Why reinvent the wheel? Let's think about, see environments that we've seen before. Let's share best practice. Let's deploy technology in a way that, yes, meets individual requirements, but is tried and tested delivery mechanisms for customers. It definitely requires a consultative, collaborative approach. I've worked very closely with a number of customers. One I think that really springs to mind was Searchshore. I think we've got a case study in the show guide around this, and we looked after them for a few years. They had a Mitel system deployed within the business. There'd been a change of staff, and I got to hear that they were looking at. In fact, they'd actually had signed off a very large sum of money to completely rip out the existing infrastructure and systems that they had and roll out a solution from Cisco end to end. And I went and saw them and I said, look, let's just focus on what it is you're trying to do as a business, because there's a lot of upheaval that potentially is coming down the line. You're going to take technology out. You're going to expect people to change how they work. They've got used to it. And what is it you're trying to achieve? And of course, the thing is, they'd seen a great presentation and they got excited about some of the new stuff that they could do. But I challenged that and said, you've made this investment. What about looking at how you continue to leverage that investment and deliver and support new ways of working? How do we build upon what you've got as opposed to create an environment that is going to potentially be disruptive and rip it out and start again? So what we did is we looked, we actually ran a whole day with them across 6 different business units. It was a long one, right? It started at 9 in the morning, finished at 5 in the evening. But we met 6 different business units. They told us the challenges, they told us customer requirements, they told us how they were managing what they're doing, what the strategy was, the requirements moving forward. And we took all of that and we designed a solution that was right for them. Not only right for today, Not only right for one, area that maybe had the ear of the decision maker, but actually something that was spanning the organization and looking at it from a customer's perspective as well. We designed it, we delivered it, and it's been a complete success, and as I said, a great case study for us. So the importance of working closely with customers, investing the time to understand and build out this unique plan intelligently to use all this different technology that's out there to invest in the right choice for them. And of course, the great thing was, by building upon what they had, they freed up budget to be able to do things that they didn't think they were going to be able to do elsewhere. So planning strategy, I'll just bring these points up. This is the approach that we undertake. We work closely with customers, we go in, we audit the existing environments, the technology, the operations, the way in which we interface with customers, how staff can access systems and technology. Very often work with supply chain. We've looked at the cost and overhead infrastructure, and how can we bring all of this together to provide ultimately a plan that we can start to move, change, and migrate through. So we go and look at the gap analysis. So where do we want to be? Where are we today? And what are the different steps that we have to go through to go and get there? And that gives us a joined up plan, something that both parties can go and sign into. We run workshops and pilots and proof of concept. The technology that we're delivering to customers, we've built out demonstration and evaluation environments within the cloud as well. So it's not just a case of showing off PowerPoint presentations. It's actually about bringing the technology in and talking through applications and usage of it and showing how it operates, right? Very, very different. Making the technology accessible for people. We then break that up into different chunks. So from there, we're able to manage the progression throughout this life cycle. And importantly, put some numbers against it. What are we going to deliver? What are we going to achieve? How's it going to help the business? How's it going to improve the way in which we support customers? Bridging the old and new worlds. And this is an important thing, right? So if we decide we want to go over here, and there's some great technology we want to use, there's a chance we're anchored in the here and now. In our world, there's lots of different contracts, lots of different suppliers, resources, systems, and how often is it across a mixed supply chain that you've got the ability to say, when we come to this point in time, all the contracts converge, it'd be really easy to move over to a new solution? It doesn't work that way. It's not that simple. So again, by working with customers, we're able to provide a single SLA, a single contract, and blend these different technologies in, and ultimately scale down the old stuff and grow the new stuff at the right time. And this is an important thing, move existing investments into the cloud. I'll shortly share a case study around Kent Messenger Group. And what we did with these guys was take existing investments and move it into a cloud infrastructure. And due to the nature of our middleware technology, I think this is the important thing, is we natively integrate and support these new wave technologies that you're hearing about today. So we're using SIP as an integration layer, as a delivery mechanism. We're able to integrate into Microsoft Lync to enable the desktop and integrate into existing PBX infrastructure and networks. So what makes it work? Those three simple things: people, process, and technology. And for us, a major component of that is the people. We've got a really great team of people within the business, very, very capable, very experienced. And coming back to a point I made earlier, the ability to ultimately build teams around and with customers to deploy the right resource at the right time at the different stages that customers are at through their progression is a very important one. So the concept of resource as a service. We've invested and built and really driven the project and program management aspects of the business, understanding the importance of predictable execution and delivery. Got a great portfolio of technology, both from ourselves and also from partners. And importantly, this strong billing system. A great team of people that will work with you to review where you're at, where you want to get to, and then all the different technology choices out there, and how do we design and build something that's right for you. You get, for those of you that are going into Tim's presentation or the CC Apps one, you'll get to hear more about this, but we've invested in some really great reporting and monitoring technology. We provide web access. You know, we feel that we should be transparent as a service provider. So you've got the access and ability to see what we're seeing. We provide portals into our CRM and to customer service. So if there's tickets that are logged, you can see who's working on them, the progress and closure. And it is this ability, as I said, to build what is service delivery and account management teams to work with customers. And that's an area that's been really formalized over the last period and will continue to drive and improve. You know, supporting the 5 nines uptime guarantees. We understand the importance for service reviews, looking at adherence, looking at KPIs. So benefits of the cloud. I think we've talked about a lot of these today. So clear, predictable billing, the utility models, being able to consume technology at a pace that's right for you, you know, maybe to deploy in certain areas and augment what's already there. Resilient environments. You know, our solutions span multiple data centers. We work with customers to undertake DR testing as part of business continuity planning. The ability to move all of this stuff into a central environment, as you've seen with the Meraki solution, to have centralized cloud control, centralized software licenses and applications that you can choose to deploy across the organization. You know, you may bring them in from one area and then reallocate elsewhere. So the case study, Kent Messenger, we'd worked with them for a number of years, and you know, they were a bit of a crossroads. They were changing as an organization, moving head office. The telecoms manager was actually leaving the business. They'd moved their publishing system into the cloud, and they wanted to do the same with the telecom system as well. And there was a mixed supply chain, you know, lots of different providers, different manufacturers' systems, different lines, and it's complex to manage, right? And I think that's, for me, is the opportunity here, is take away the complexity of the management of these solutions and actually start to invest the time in innovating and taking the business forward with new technology that's available today. They also had a vision to support and reinforce and change the way in which they were working. So looking at mobility, looking at the interaction that they have with customers in the contact center, the reporting, the management information and homeworking. We worked with them to design, build a plan. We spent a lot of time in the business looking at how they were working, looking at the reporting metrics in the contact center. We designed a plan, built it into chunks so we could go and deliver it. We were then delivering what was a fully managed solution for Kent Messenger. So outsourced to the cloud. And all of this, not only did it deliver better technology that supported more flexible working and improved customer interaction, it also saved 38% as well. So what a great byproduct to have. The future of technology. So what does it hold? You know, the thoughts I was having at 4:30 in the morning, which Richard Bennett suggested I should keep to myself. But, you know, seriously, there's a lot of change in technology. Who really, truly knows what the future's going to hold? We've heard a lot today about new applications that are coming to the fore, the changing in way in which people are consuming technology, and of course the accelerated growth of the cloud. Not to mention the change and adoption in mobility and tablets and these whole things of bring your own device that we hear about. What I think is it's really about the importance for working with a partner that understands you, that can add value by delivering technology that enables the business, that can help to support the whole business process optimization and improvements, but also in themselves and in the technology and the architecture that they deliver will help you evolve and embrace. So it needs to be flexible and it needs to be open. So in summary, We've looked a lot today about the different changes in technology. I think it's a really, really, really exciting time in our industry. You know, yes, the cloud that we all talk about has changed the way in which technology is being consumed. It's making it easier for people to manage and support within their businesses. And I think that's the important thing, is today it's freeing up time to look at how you can add value and enable the business to really perform at an optimum level and move forward. So innovation time, really important. I believe our evolutionary approach, because as I said, a lot of this stuff isn't new. We've been doing it for many years. It's been moving forward, you know, one step at a time. But the technology today has become more affordable, easier to manage, easier to deploy. So the evolutionary nature of the technology, importantly, is creating what is an opportunity for us all to revolutionize the way in which we operate, how we compete, how we communicate, how we consume technology, how we deliver business value, and how, importantly, we can profit from and through technology. A big shift and change for us over the last period is we've actually got customers where we've built environments out that are now taking that technology and selling as a service to their own customers. So the idea of building out what is a collaborative infrastructure and environments of sort of communities of interest that they can deliver technology to their customers. So I believe we're highly innovative, we're collaborative in our nature, we're experts at managing change, we've got leading integration skills and middleware. We today are delivering global solutions. We have now got customers that span 19 countries worldwide, growing month on month. Highly resilient platforms. We're agile and flexible, and so too is the environment and technology we're delivering. We provide centralized management and control, and what is a comprehensive portfolio, and what I believe enables our customers to deploy world-class solutions and not have to undertake compromises that is generally enforced upon cloud delivery, of trying to be everything to everyone, squeezing the functionality to support wide market requirements. I believe our revolutionary approach will help you maximize your return on investment and plan for the future with confidence. It's really great to work so closely with as many of you as we do, and for those we don't, we'd love to, you know, put us to the test. We really feel there's some great value we can deliver. And what I would say to you is there's a lot of change in technology. You know, we've been looking at disruptive technology innovation and really the process of evolution and revolution. So today, is the revolution coming? I would say no. The revolution is firmly here. Thank you.